everybody, welcome back. A few months ago, I think I announced it on here during a stream, but in case I didn't, Jordan and I are expecting. As some of you know, back in August, I ended up having a miscarriage. And then almost exactly 3 months later, we found out I was pregnant again. Yeah. I am about 13 weeks, I think, at this point. I've had some people ask me to make a video, like, just giving an update on how everything's been going. For the most part, it's pretty rough. I've been either super sick or tired all the time. Plus having a 4-year-old. Gideon, say hi. Hi. Plus having a 4-year-old who constantly needs my attention as well has made it even harder. But it's not all bad. Like, days that I'm feeling good, I have a little more energy. I haven't drank anything with caffeine since I found out I was pregnant, which has, brought some of my energy back. I've mostly been drinking water, when I can keep it down. I find that I've had a lot more food cravings with this pregnancy than I did with Gideon. With Gideon, it was really just like your usual pregnancy cravings, like ice cream and pickles. But like with this one, I've been craving hot dogs, baked goods like cookies, cake, brownies, everything. Anything that's so basically everything left over from Christmas. I think I ate like pumpkin pie 4 days in a row because that's all I wanted. Hi. So that's been pretty weird. I haven't had any like with Gideon, I had certain smells that I couldn't be around because it would make me sick. The only one so far with this one has been turkey, so Thanksgiving was pretty rough, because Thanksgiving's your main dish. But we don't eat a lot of we have turkey meat, like deli meat, but we don't really cook like a turkey very often, so I don't really have to worry about that, thankfully. I think the worst part's probably the fatigue, because even with being sick, it's usually just in the morning and then I'm good in the afternoon. But with the fatigue, it's like I could fall asleep anywhere at any point during the day or night. Night is a little harder because I end up falling asleep at 8:30 at night. But then I end up waking up at 2 o'clock in the morning and can't fall asleep again until 5 o'clock in the morning. So and it's going to bed at 5 a.m. is rough because my morning sickness normally starts at 3 a.m. So I don't sleep very well when I do fall asleep in the morning. Especially since this little one's usually up an hour or two later. I'm lucky if he'll just play in his room for an hour so I can like rest before having to get up. But yeah, that's my update as far as being pregnant goes. Let me see if I can show you. Sorry about the wiggle. Like, I got a bit of a bump going on. I didn't show as early as with my miscarriage, which was a good sign. But I started showing pretty earlier than I did with Gideon. I think it was probably like my first doctor's appointment, so it was about 9.5 weeks was when I started showing, where with him, we found out I was pregnant with him when I was 7 weeks along, and I probably didn't start showing until how far along I am now. At 13 weeks was probably when I started showing with him. But they do say with your second kid, you tend to show earlier. I've been feeling a little bit of movement already, but even with that, it's still like pretty early to like tell completely. Like, I don't feel it all the time. It's usually just like certain positions that I'm in, I can feel it, which is interesting because with Gideon, I didn't feel him kicking until probably about 16 weeks, I think. So it's interesting to feel those little like butterfly movements is what they're called, because the baby's too small to like actually kick me, but them moving around and like the amniotic fluid moves my moves like the placenta around, so that's what I'm feeling, which is interesting and kind of weird at the same time. I actually have ultrasound pictures. Hold on. I don't know how well they'll show up on the camera, but excuse me. I've been dealing with a cold as well. There it is. That's our little one. We actually got quite a few. That's probably the best one that we have. Those are its feet. They're so tiny. Yeah, so we're excited. I'm not due until July, so I'll have one winter baby and one summer baby, which is a good mix. They're flowers. Gideon's excited. He constantly wants me to talk about the baby. He actually has one of the ultrasound pictures taped by his pillow on his bed. I'll show you. It's actually really cute. So every night before he goes to bed, he lays his head on it like he's giving it a hug. Yeah, no, he's super excited. He constantly is pointing to my belly and signing baby, but he constantly thinks the baby is asleep, so that's what I tell him. I'm hoping that the next appointment that I make for an ultrasound, I'll be able to bring him, because I'm interested to see how he reacts actually seeing the baby moving around, because he's starting to put the pieces together that there's a baby growing in my tummy, but I don't think he like understands completely yet. So I think it'll help him be able to like understand it a little better, being able to see the baby move around. There's still some debate on what I'm having. It's still too early to tell, but Jordan wants a girl. part of me still wants a boy, but I do have a feeling I'm having a girl. Which again, I have a 50-50 chance of being right, but I was right with Gideon. Like, I knew from the moment that I found out I was pregnant that he was a boy. This one took a little bit longer for me to tell, but I think part of that was just because I was wanting a boy. But I think part of my fear of having a girl is that it says Tonka. Is that I don't have like good examples of a mom with a daughter. Like, my mom, both my birth mom and my adopted mom weren't great parents for me. My birth mom was very, like, physically abusive to all of us, like me and my biological siblings. And then my adopted mom was very, like, emotionally and mentally abusive to me. So, and as much as I don't want to admit it, I am very much like my adopted mom, in some ways, that I am afraid of doing the exact same things to my daughter as my mom did with me. Jordan says that because I had that fear, the chances of me acting that way are very slim because I already am not wanting to be that way, but I don't know. I'm tough on Gideon, and I know that I can be a little tougher than I should be sometimes, I think. But I think a lot of that is that, like, I see his potential. I mean, they say the path to hell is paved with good intentions. And that is what I'm afraid of, is that I'm going to think that I'm doing the right thing, and yet I'm completely fucking up my kid. Which is a fear that I have with Gideon as well, but because of my experiences growing up and seeing how I handled it, I don't want to put another girl through that. It's funny because my adopted mom wasn't very excited with Gideon. In fact, she was the complete opposite. She told me she wanted nothing to do with me or with Gideon. And it wasn't until she met him at the wedding that she started acting a little different. But she's still, I know, he's wearing the hard hat. Oh, his toy. She's still pretty, like, apprehensive with him, where with this pregnancy she's pretty excited about, and part of me feels like it's because Jordan and I are married now, and part of it I think is because we knew Gideon had medical issues where we don't know for sure with this one. And Jordan's mom is acting the complete opposite. She was super excited with Gideon, despite the fact that we knew he had medical issues, where she's not so excited about this one. And, like, you want to talk about, like, a mom who overthinks her whole pregnancy. It's nothing compared to how Michelle is right now. And I love her to death, but yeah. But yeah, so that's a bit of an update on me. Gideon's doing well. He's in preschool. Sam on Christmas break. He loves the Berenstain Bears and Mickey. You can tell by his bed, his walls. Huh, you love Mickey Mouse? And the Berenstein Bears. Yeah, so that's us. It's actually nice out today. It rained yesterday. So I'm going to take Gideon outside for a bit. But I hope you guys have a great day. I will try to keep you guys updated with the pregnancy. I don't want to find out the gender. Not at this point. Maybe closer to the time when they're going to be born. I want to be surprised. But if you guys want to know, you can go over to the Cranky Yankees YouTube channel. Message him on YouTube. If you guys follow him on Twitter, you can message him on there. Otherwise, if we do a gender reveal, I will post it on here for you guys to see. I will try to live stream it if I can figure out a way to do it. We'll see, but most likely I'm gonna end up just recording it and posting it on here. Otherwise, excuse me, I will try to do a game stream at some point. Probably once Gideon's back in school, I'll be able to do it during the day when I have a little more energy. But chances are I probably won't be doing it at nighttime so much because I'm usually asleep by 8:30. And the few hours before that, it's pretty hectic putting Gideon to sleep. So, but I hope you guys have a great day. Happy New Year to all of you. Thank you for still being here in the new year, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.